The ultimate dream to have money that goes into his pockets every day, without having to do anything. The income passives that allow you to have the freedom to travel bumped. As you wake up to have your own schedules will have freedom live life. You have in everything. That's the key to financial independence. A few years ago, years when he was still a student, broke density but ultimate. Today I'm waiting for them and I'm going. You explain in this video comment. I earn more than 100,000 euros per month passively thanks to this source of different incomes. How I put them in place for what it works, but especially how can you too use them to build your first passive income today. Here we go. The story of two brothers who works on a plantation, lawyers, and at the end of the day they have the right to take a lawyer to the first brother on pedant genes recalled. He loves lawyers. Suddenly they eat here in good toast with vodka and taste his meeting in chemistry, and the second brother OVA call him Iomi because he's great, clever as the baths. Instead of eat the avocado he decides to plant, and so he's going to do his little plantation. Well, a year later genes he took a few pounds from eating avocados and a half they harvest passively several dozen lawyers. He can in turn plant his avocados to make extra weird, eat or even resell them. The moral of this story is simple but powerful, is that if we make efforts now, can we reap many more fruits in the future. It is the basic principle that makes passive income such a powerful weapon, and if you want to achieve independence financial, it will have to be done who has two pillars. The first, it will be to save if invested yesterday, and the second, it will be to create sources of passive income. And I'm lucky to realize when I was still student, and suddenly during several years I began to build several sources little by little of passive income. Today I have some 7. We go the lists, and together I will explain to you who are my best advice on setting them up, and how much do I earn every month thanks to first passive income. This one, we start with the first source of passive income, and simply YouTube. Then you will see in this list the first what Jenny they are semi-passive, that is to say that it requires a lot of work at the beginning, and that then she continues to win money more or less infinity, but only often if you want to maintain his request as a little bit work here and there. The last sources of passive income, which I will speak at the end of the video, they are actually past. You can really lay down in a lounge chair, nothing, make and earn money. Automatic tube, it's going to be a channel very interesting because you are going to do videos, and his videos, they go to you, allow you to earn money through advertisements. Then certainly at the beginning that requires a lot of work because you have to make a lot of videos, you have to develop a certain notoriety, but once your chain is good, developed and well, the videos that have been published several months ago, several years, she keeps making you win money, and that even if you stop to post videos, in addition to it will allow you to develop a certain notoriety. This notoriety, you will be able to use it later to create other sources of passive income. I think that's a very good point. Departure, and it is an opportunity more general, which consists in making to know on social networks, to be able to take advantage of this notoriety and get ad revenue. Second social network that I would recommend after YouTube, it's TikTok, because it will allow you to grow an audience even more quickly. Excellent social network in full growth, and I advise you also to stay on the lookout for the next social networks that will appear, or social networks a little less known but who know a big growth, because it's a lot much easier to become known when a social network is in the process to explode. We can see it with the people who became known on TikTok. Today it's getting more complicated, but there are 2-3 years if you were serious, it was very easy to create an audience and then to capitalize on it when you will create videos on YouTube or other social networks. I thought of 2 things. The first is going to be create videos that are good of a point of view, is what they will Optimize in natural referencing him. Give an example the videos that works best on my channel which me earns the most money every day. Passively. CD videos that are going to be sought after by many. Example free training on the e-commerce guides or tips to invest a day in the life of the entrepreneur or a video explanation of how NFCs work. Then you have the second category. Video that will allow you to developing your channel is too viral must be understood that the networks social like YouTube or TikTok works with an algorithm that goes show thumbnail and title of your video to 1,000 people. It will then looked at how many people click on the video and how long she watches the video. If you get to make content on YouTube or TikTok that will make people want to click, and then that he's going to make those stay people on the video, and well, you will succeed in having viral content. Despite this, we'll see that the hearing and the content and suddenly will decide to show 1,000 new people. If these 1,000 people lem again, it goes do the same, etc., etc. And 7. Virality. In fact, it will allow your YouTube or TikTok channel gain notoriety and therefore create a new audience. Suddenly you just have to master these two aspects to be able to quickly develop a audience on social networks in order to capitalize through income, advertising or other. Personally, I 62,001 euros during the 365 last days with my YouTube channel. It is an amount that is relatively high compared to the view name I'm doing on my channel, but it's because I am on a business theme and who has a lot of people agrees to pay to put advertisements in front of my videos. Me, I consider it a passive income because the videos I pose on YouTube, I will do them anyway. I don't do them at all for their advertising revenue. And then good, I would say there is a little more than half, 60% of advertising revenue that come from videos that have been published more than a year ago, which makes that even if today I stopped make videos, and well, I will win always about 30,000 euros per year for several years. The second passive income source of passive income is one of my favorites are simply to have a business and to delegate it. Big difference between having a business being salaried or self-employed is that when you have a business, have actually created a machine that will be able to earn money automatically any time of the day. You really have to see a business as a car and you are the mechanic and the driver. So in the beginning you go have to do everything, you will see, fix every part, you are going to have to make every change, and then you're going to have to drove him to the over time you can ask 2 people to do it. Your place, you will be able to hire people to do the things you no longer want to fix the problems that arise, optimize the machine, and then one day if you don't want to be the driver anymore, can even hire it as well at, or you associate with someone so that they do run the business for you. Your business that was a source of income active will suddenly turn into passive source of income, and if you have delegated well, and well, it can you make money without you don't have to do anything. That's what I have done on some of the e-business by the past. Today I have 2 businesses that I consider passive because I only spends a few hours a year. Above the first, his name is Twink Ace software that allows you to research of products in e-commerce. I have quite a bit to participate in the development of the software in its infancy, but today it is 100% managed by partners and I touch more than 30,000 every month euros without doing anything thanks to this business. I have a second one which is a degroof marketing agency, of which I have still little talk on the networks because the super busy with the customers we has already. Currently the agency is called Skill Points U. It is 100% managed by my partner and the people who work with him and me. My role was only to help him structural that share contacts and give visibility to her and the blow. I want to enjoy it. If you are one e-merchant, you have software and you need an agency for you help in your growth via the advertisements, I would put red in the description, and we will be happy to be able to help you with the arrangement that a day it saves me today in Average 20,000 euros per month, but I think it will grow over time. Measurement of weeks. Third source of. Third, passive income. Passive income from affiliate income is doctored as just being paid on commission for bringing a sale to another product is a technique which is super interesting because it allows you to focus only where it is good, then to delegate there creation and sale of a produces to someone else a little the do so many different ways, whether using notoriety that we acquired via a YouTube channel, a TikTok, Instagram tail, we can also blogging and redirecting people who arrive on our site to a service or product, or even through means a little less classic, such as a friend I know who does this. There are WhatsApp groups of students he will put forward course materials, etc. There are plenty of ways to do it. What is important, it's just to get to control traffic, succeed in having access to a large number of people, then offer them products in this theme. There are two big types of products that we will be able to sell: digital products, ebooks, online training. It works for a lot of themes. The products physical, so that they will help by leisure. Example, if our blog or groups of people we know and focused around that, and then squarely into other scenarios, we can go sell a service and be new, often paid as a business introducer. It's completely passive because it just put a link somewhere and it's over automatically. You go make you pay whenever there is someone who goes through your link and who buy. Personally, it is a huge source of income for me because I have a big business audience, so people who are ready to invest, who often need tools to develop their activity, and in addition, since trainer and Laurent, people who only ask for what tools I use and take advantage of it to have a affiliate commission is not my source of main income, but it has become an important source of income with the time. At the beginning, when I started on social networks, I was not doing, not because I was afraid that people think I'm biased if you put a certain thing forward and that I receive a commission, and I started put up because I told myself that it was just stupid to move on to side of these commissions for products and services that I was going recommended anyway. So what I do it is that never puts forward a few things only because I receive a commission in affiliates, but for the tools I was going to recommend anyway, I try every time to negotiate an affiliate commission, and like that it allows me to create a additional source of income. I have several tools that want to put in before, in particular, platforms like Shopify, Fault SRS, then a tool for luxury e-tailers, which is a application that can be used for put customer clothes on your site. Different legal online banks start that allows you to create a business quickly and easily and to make direct debit, etc., etc. Combine all his trusted income earns me more than 90,000 euros per month, which is more 1 million a year, and that is precisely for me to tell myself that I earn more 1 million just to highlight products that I was going to put in before anyway, and that way completely passive thanks to links. Affiliates, this is the ultimate example of the history of the lawyers of which I was talking about at the beginning of the video, because when we starts what kind of income spun they are ridiculous, as in when years working every day for create this tree, who want to report fruits whose future is good, that we can happen to have amounts astronomical. Number 4, real estate is fourth, passive income. Here we really start to get into sources of income that are truly passive, that take less time to set up, and who can make you money the infinity, that really won't have or almost little to do so, that they continue to operate, which is not necessarily the case with that from before. Real estate, what is interesting is that you are not necessarily need to have a lot money to be able to set it up. How you will be able to get into debt and make a loan at the bank, and even in having a relatively low salary, you can borrow money from 6 figures and therefore buy a studio, a small apartment, and started making non-negligible income passively. Thanks to your good, less you have money, the more it's going to be important to fetch a good from above return, or then well to try potentially tinkering with something. Thing renovated, do some work in order to be able to increase your profitability and be able to generate cash flow. Interesting, even if you borrow almost the entire amount to make the purchase, then you have to see what is your strategy if you are looking to generate cash flows, so really to have more money coming in your bank account every month. Well, we'll have to find a property with a very high efficiency, potentially have a contribution that is higher in order to prevent the repayment of your loan and the interests don't come to eat all cash flows. Then you're good, guys. I give you an example. Imagine that you buy a studio you rent at 600 euros. You have freight used for it goes down to 400 euros. She is good. You must repay to your common sense are happy. Every month you are in cash flow negative. You're not doing lose money because in these 500 euros the majority is a refund of loans. Therefore, as and when you are actually repaying the good that you have and belong to you more and more. But in the end you are still all months paying more money that you receive, that you have a property which is profitable but your cash flows are negatives. Conversely, imagine that you have the same good but only this time you do bring it higher. You bring half of the purchase price of the well at this time you go always receive 600 euros. You will go down to 400 euros of costs I'm going to have to repay, I don't know that, 300 euros every month, and suddenly you have 100 euros more every month in your bank account. So if your goal is to really have cash flows and shield power and assets, money coming into your account in the bank to cover your expenses, be careful to invest in real estate, either by choosing goods that have a very high yield, either by putting a contribution that is more. Then the second strategy that you can have is a growth strategy. Wallet, or your goal is not to have positive cash flows but to take a longer term view, or potentially you are not going to have more money in your account. Bank, you may even owe. Pay a little each month. Repay your loan, but let's imagine. So 10-20 years, well, you have a good real estate 100% owned by you because you have repaid the full amount. Prints and strategies that are very interesting when they are relatively passive, because apart from settling some problems that might have with your find new tenants in it, still you can completely the delegate. That's what I personally did when you don't have much to do. Personally, I bought 2 buildings in the Paris region that have cost about 1,600,000 euros each. I have net return, net after tax, everything you wanted, about 2-3%, so I earns 96,000 euros annually thanks to that. And if we will talk less about cash flow pure, but about half, which made positive cash flow of 48,000 euros per month that I was able to do because idiots income thanks to my business. But you can absolutely have one real estate assets of several hundreds of thousands of euros even with a lambda job, and then well, you will be able to build it more and more, plus make it grow as you go. So that I know people who here are earning a few thousand euros per month and who have assets born of several million euros, then that they started to invest in it just a few years ago. Number 5. Fifth, passive income. Got real estate again, but this time it's 100% passive, and it's via what are called GREATs, so those of the companies which will make real estate investment that will then those listed on the markets fellows, and then you can buy of the shares of these companies, which makes that you were unable to seek the good your investment and diversified, because these companies, they will own hundreds of properties different, and it's completely liquid, i.e. you can buy and sell his company shares every day. So me, it allows me to diversify my portfolio to have real estate that's not just in France. I suddenly invested mainly in the United States, but also in the rest of the world via wood, and there we are really on pure and hard passive income. It took me 5 minutes to set it up, just had to create an account on an online broker, choose what type of right I wanted,